This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your mower off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints, and hope everybody's having a good Wednesday afternoon. We're recording this and streaming this live on a Wednesday afternoon, and I gotta say, man, it's a beautiful freaking day outside, man, out here in South Carolina. I'm looking out the window right now at the radio station, and man, it's like perfect weather outside, the sun's shining, so, weather kind of dictates your mood. So I'm in a good mood, man, especially looking outside. But on this edition, we're going to be talking about, some of your questions that you may have, some comments from the Who Dat Nation. Everybody knows that we normally have shows around this time. And, 3 games are in the books for the New Orleans Saints. Honestly, those 3 games gave us a lot of different emotions. First game had us feeling like we was about to go undefeated. Second game looked like we was about to go defeated. And finally, the last game just shows us that, that we kind of overreacted in some cases. But I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. Any questions that you have for me, feel free to comment, down in the chat, and we'll just go ahead and dictate the show that way. Before I get started, I want to acknowledge the last Saint here. Thank you very much for the $5. Says, you got to make that piano into intro longer. Damn, that made me shed tears. Yeah, man. Look, that's kind of like, the whole passing of the torch type thing. So that's kind of the direction I was going to when I was kind of editing the promo or the intro rather, that's kind of like what I was going for, the whole passing of the torch thing, so yeah, man, I really like the intro. Definitely one of the best we've had. I think I did like 3 different type of intros here for the State of the Saints. And I think that intro is probably the best. Everybody talks about how the beat is and the intro. So I enjoy it. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with Jerry, of course. Jerry was the first person here. Says, afternoon, TJ Jones. What's going on, Jerry? Thank you for being here. He also gave a shout out to Tyra. Man, why don't you just ask Tyra out on a date? I'm just kidding with you, man. Shouts out to Tyra. Gabriel says, who that? Jay giving the flirt of Lee. Shouts out to you. Chemo says, who that, TJ? And Jerry the OG. Let's see. Tyrell says, TJ, what up with you? So what's going on, Tyrell? Appreciate you for being here. Lewis says, who that family? Pick it and flick it. Says who that. Mark says if they start Taysom mid-season at quarterback, they could throw off things on offense because Taysom does so much for us at other positions. Mark, yeah, man. Unless like something really truly happens to Jameis, like he just falls off a cliff or he gets hurt, I don't think you're going to see Taysom. You know, I'm just being honest with you, man. Jameis is really going to have to play awful in order for us to see Taysom, and he may leave a lot to be desired as of right now, but he's not playing awful. He has 8 total touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and completing 70, I won't say 70%, but close to 70% of his passes, and he has a quarterback rating of 109. So those aren't the type of stats that get you benched. You know what I'm saying? Like we can talk about the air yards, and we can talk about him, averaging about 21, 22 throws a game, and he hasn't thrown over 150 yards just yet, but they're still winning games. So I don't think that you're going to see Taysom unless something happens to Jameis. Rather he falls off the cliff or get hurt once again. Jay says, what up, TJ? What up, Who Dat family? What's going on, Jay? Thank you for being here. Way to lay back. What up, TJ? What's going on? Way to lay back. Thank you. Bobby is here. We got Joseph says, Who Dat Nation? Chemo says, do you see Kenny Stills remaining on the roster or back to the practice squad? No, I see him staying for the foreseeable future, even when Michael Thomas and Traquan comes back, because quite honest, man, Kenny Stills is a good wide receiver. I think that he definitely can bring something to the table. He's a really good route runner. He still has that speed. He can take the top off the defense. And also, man, he gives you a little bit of something similar to what Deontay Harris can do. But Kenny Stills is just a little bit bigger than Deontay Harris. And I had Mike Detillier on the show on yesterday, and shouts out to Mike Detillier. Always a good conversation with him. He talked about, Deontay Harris, being small, and you have to be careful at how you use him and putting him in harm's way. I know he's a football player and stuff like that, man, but you at 170 pounds colliding with a 230, 240 pound man at full speed, it's a recipe for disaster. So there is a place for Kenny Stills. I mean, I think it helps his cause that he was here before. He understands what Sean Payton wants from an offense. So I don't think he's going back to the practice squad. I think that you're probably not going to see other guys on the field. Like I seen Lil Jordan Humphreys on the sideline in street clothes. So I think guys like that are going to pay the price. But when Traquan and Mike comes back, I think you're still going to see Kenny Stills. And honestly, when they do come back, I feel like you're probably going to see Kenny Stills really start to rev up. I just think that he's getting kind of acclimated back to the Saints offense and understanding the offensive philosophies. And if there was some new nuances that changed between the time he was here last time and now, I think now over the course of time, you're probably going to see him play much better and much faster because he doesn't have to worry about, the speed of the game. I mean, he's a seasoned veteran and he's been around for quite some time. So I definitely feel like you're going to see Kenny Stills on the field for the rest of the season, and be highly surprising if he goes back to the practice squad. Let's see. Big Rig says here in Atlanta too. Yeah, I bet it's not, there's probably some slow singing around there. Not a very good football team in Atlanta right now. I know they beat the Giants, but who doesn't? It's about the storm down here in Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear about that storm, man. I think they're supposed to have like a little bit of a shower in the area. I want to say tomorrow, but there's a cold front coming through here. I don't know if they're having one down in Louisiana or not, but they're supposed to have a little bit of a cool front supposed to come through down here in South Carolina. So have some good weather right now, man. It's beautiful out here. I wish I probably upload a video so y'all can see how beautiful it is out here. And then, where the radio station is in Hemingway, South Carolina, where I'm at, it's the woods. You might see a deer like walk across the grass like while you out here doing shows. So I really enjoyed being out here. Before me and my wife we got married, I actually stayed directly around the corner from this radio station, and I stayed like in a wooded area. Used to see deer and stuff like that come out all the time. And then when the sun is really shining, man, it's so beautiful, man, because it's great scenery. So sorry y'all having bad weather. I know for people that's dealing with thunderstorms, I feel like I'm rubbing it in, but I'm just telling y'all, how it is, man. Brandon says, "What up, TJ? What's going on, Brandon? NY Phenom, man. I ain't hear from you in a minute, man." He says, I want to play for the Buccaneers." Well, that's probably a spot for you because they seem like they're getting everybody. They just recently signed Richard Sherman to help out that very terrible Moses-like part the Red Sea type secondary they got. So they definitely trying to sign everybody. They definitely are the Tampa Bay Lakers out there. You know what I'm saying? They try to get everybody they can to win the championship. Let's see. Who that, TJ? What's happening, man? What's happening? What's it? Appreciate you for being here. Who that from Jersey? Man, all the way out there in New Jersey, man. Shouts out to you, Dave. This back there. And I do feel like Drew Brees helped out this offensive line. The offensive line was good, but I think he made them better. And that's what good quarterbacks do. Like, they make good great. You know what I'm saying? They make great elite. And what Drew Brees did, he took a great offensive line and made them elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now if you don't have that signal caller that can, put those guys into place, you'll have a great, you have a great offensive line, and sometimes they will play good. And you know what I'm saying? You never see too much elite play. But I think it has a lot to do with the injuries, man. I mean, Teron Armstead is going to be out about 3 to 6 weeks. Eric McCoy is out. I mean, Mike Detillier talked about that, man. It's hard to play good on the offensive line when your center is out, and and also what I'm saying, your left tackle and all these different places, and then they plugging and playing people all around. And not to mention, man, they do have some weak links on the offensive line. And I don't think Cesar Ruiz is a weak link. I just think that the fact that he didn't play center at all during training camp or any time in the offseason, any mini camp, OTAs, or nothing like that, I think that, you're going to struggle. And I understand that he played in college, but it's a completely different game between college and the pros, especially if you're not getting any steps. And Andrews Pete, I mean, look, people talk about him all the time. No, he's not the best guard in football. He has his moments where he looks good. He might make a play or two, but he's just too inconsistent on the offensive line. I do think that the Saints are probably going to go in a different direction. Probably sometime next year. It would be highly surprising to me if they don't. You pay this guy $57 million and he's on the ground more than a quarterback. That's a problem. I don't know what's going on with Andrews Pete. Some days, or some Sundays, you'll see him like maul a guy, and then the next Sunday he's getting mauled over. I mean, it's so inconsistent. You don't need inconsistencies on the offensive line. And you can talk about Jameis holding on to the ball too long, but I think that's kind of the wide receiver's fault, not being able to get separation. And why would he, try to throw the ball down the field and force it into, tight windows when he doesn't have to? That's the issue that we have with Jameis, right? The issue is that he doesn't make the right decision. So him eating the football or holding the football in order to take the sack is probably the best option. And the reason why is because those guys aren't getting separation. So I just think it's a combination of things. The offensive line never get credit unless something really bad happens. We really don't talk about offensive line play until like somebody gets mauled over or they're not looking like themselves. And I just think it's a combination of things. It's a combination of the wide receivers not getting open. It's a combination of guys not dissecting the right pressures, and also the communication between the quarterback and the offensive line. So I think it's a combination of all of those things is the reason why the offensive line isn't playing up to par. But I do think that they're going to eventually get it together. Once you start to put emphasis on a running game, I think that, and also, when they develop more communication, I've seen improvements in the game versus New England versus the game against Carolina. So that's a plus. When you start to see like things improve from week to week, like when you see something that's god awful, like what we've seen in Carolina, and then the following week we see improvements about, how they're holding strong and, and how they're, giving Jameis time, because there was a lot of times where the offensive line held up, but Jameis didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. And I seen people like, come on, offensive line. But I mean, offensive line, great offensive lineman, supposed to hold somebody 3 to 5 seconds. And that ball is supposed to be gone. It's supposed to be out of your hands. So, I just think it's a combination of things. It's a combination of things. And I don't just think that it's just one particular thing. I really don't. Let's see. Let's scroll up a little bit when I was talking to let me TJ's Pajamas. Thank you very much for the $2 says we making our debut today on the SOTS. Nah, man. Nah, this ain't no pajamas, man. It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt, man. I actually got this shirt from Target, man. Shouts out to Target. You know what I'm saying? One of my comfortable t-shirts. So I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it wearing it, man. It's one of my favorite shirts. So it's not a pajama shirt, even though it may look like it. Let's see. Tampa Succaneers picked up Richard Sherman. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, they're trying to be the Lakers of the NFL. So we have to acknowledge our people, TJ. He telegraphs his passes. Did you hear about Richard Sherman signing? Yeah, I heard about that. Who that TJ? What's going on, Wallace? Who that TJ? What's up, Rest City? Let's see. These Succaneers are so stupid. Phenom Sherman. Yeah, man. Look, everybody, excited about Richard Sherman. I mean, the guy's a difference maker. He's a difference maker, no doubt about that. I think that he's going to be beneficial to the team. I don't want to say that he ain't got nothing to offer. I feel like that would be hypocritical of me because at one time I was lobbying for him to join the Saints. So I definitely feel like he has something to offer. Just hopefully he doesn't have too much to offer that will prohibit the Saints from finding success when they play them. I got the Saints with a record of 6-1 or 5-2 at worst by Bucks game. That's pretty logical, looking at some of these games that they have, looking at some of the struggles that Seattle has, when we play them off the bye week. We have 2 weeks to prepare for them to go up to CenturyLink. And also, just the Giants and the football team. The Giants, I just feel like they're going to run into a buzzsaw. I just feel like the Saints are going to be just so motivated because everything is just going to be so emotional during this time. Them coming back to the Superdome, first home game of the season, first, real home game, of the season. I just think that, everybody's going to be so emotional and they're going to want to win for the city. And, even though the football team, they have their struggles, they always play the Saints pretty tough more times than not. Some of the best classic games come against the Washington football team. Some of the games I remember in the last couple of years, the Saints and the Washington football team, when they get together, there's always a classic matchup for the exception of they completely destroyed the Redskins at the time when Drew Brees broke that record on Monday Night Football. But for the most part, when the Saints play the football team, it's always a tough game. So I won't say, it's going to be an easy game because it never is when the Saints play Washington. So it's attainable, man. They have a chance to win quite a few games if they go out there and they play their game and they play disciplined football and they limit their mistakes. They'll be just fine. Top of the day, TJ in chat, and Kenny Stills is a weapon. The more, the better. Yeah, you need more weapons. You don't put guys that can be beneficial to your team on the sidelines, especially since we've been talking about how guys have been lacking at the wide receiver position. So if you have a guy that can do something, handle some business, you keep him on the field, especially when you're very thin at that position. Good evening, TJ. Who that? What's going on, Rodney? Jerry says Succaneers don't care. It's a shame. Threatening his wife, family. Great example of pure trash. Yeah, man. Look, that wasn't the best moment in Richard Sherman's life. I do understand how it is when guys get mad and frustrated, and people make logical decisions. Sometimes people make bad decisions, but the thing about it is we don't have anything documenting those bad decisions. So it did make him look very bad. I don't feel like you should judge somebody based on their lowest moments. I mean, everybody has a right to change. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what happened. I don't know what, transpired. I wasn't in the house. I'm not in that family. I'm not in that marriage. I just think, whatever he was going through, hopefully he fixed that, so he can correct, he can correct his life. Haven't heard anything recently, so I guess everything is straight, hopefully. DH says, TJ, is it fair to say our David Ayamada is on the same level as Aaron Donald? Man, David is almost as unstoppable as Aaron. I'm just wondering what you think. No. No, I do not. David Onyemata is a really good interior lineman. He is really good. He's a guy that, the offenses offensive lineman respect, but he's not on the level of Aaron Donald. I'm sorry. He's not. Aaron Donald is a very incredible, defensive player. And they don't have too many like him, man. They don't. I remember that play I seen when this dude in the interior, right? He's on the interior. I want to say it was Tom Brady threw like a screen pass, and this dude like went out there, on the perimeter and made the tackle. Like, you really don't see too many interior linemen with that type of, speed that he has and that burst. David Onyemata is really good. He's up there with the top interior linemen, but in my opinion, Aaron Donald on another level. Agree completely, TJ, with the analysis of Kenny Stills going forward. Yeah, Kenny Stills is going to stay on the field, in my opinion. I don't think the Saints pick him up just for him to play on the practice squad and come on and come off like he Lil Jordan Humphreys. I made my statement now. Let's see. I think we should get a big bruiser at running back to complement Kamara. Ryan, I absolutely agree with you with that. I was riding in a car, and this is weird, right? So I was picking up my son from daycare, and as I was riding, I was thinking about Bo Scarborough. I said, why the Saints can't get a guy like Bo Scarborough or something like that? It's crazy you said that. Man, it's crazy how my mind works. But I'm actually thinking about that as I'm going to pick up my son, from daycare, about the Saints need a big bruising back. And I agree with that, man. I think the Saints need a power back. And once again, I encourage everybody to check out the interview I did with Mike Detillier. He was talking about how he feels that Taysom Hill is the best power back that the Saints have. Think about that, right? Taysom Hill is a quarterback, and he's the best power back that the Saints have. That's weird, isn't it? It's weird. But, I do think that they need that. I absolutely agree with you with that one, man. That is a very good point that you made right there. Very good point, Ryan. I do agree with that. Flushing the toilet. It's ridiculous. Sherman's been in trouble and tried to redeem himself, and the Succaneers picked him up. Sad. All I know is this, man. I'm not going to talk too bad about Richard Sherman because, like I said, at one time I thought that he would be beneficial to the Saints. And I don't think that guys' low points are deal breakers. I just don't, man. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, we need to get rid of that, that bum." Marshawn Lattimore, and I'm not calling him a bum. I'm just saying this as an example. Need to get rid of that bum Marshawn Lattimore because he riding in a car with guns. You know what I'm saying? He a thug. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. So it's not too much of a deal breaker because somebody can easily say like, okay, man, you making all this money. Why are you riding around with guys, or why are you going to a place, or, riding in a car where you feel like you need to have some guns with you? So I think it goes both ways, man. I don't think that we need to be critical of guys because, it don't benefit us. Like, guys make mistakes. Guys make boneheaded decisions. And, despite the fact that, the guy didn't come to our team, I still stand on it. I still believe that people make dumb decisions. And, no matter if, no matter if they're playing for the Saints or not, I think that everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, for the exception if you just do something absolutely egregious, to a point of no return. Like, you got to keep in mind, man, you still got Josh Gordon, this dude about to play for the Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken, So, I mean, I don't know, man. If Josh Gordon can continue to get opportunities, and some people just do like things that maybe once or twice, they still, I feel they still should be able to get a chance to do what they love to do. But if it's like absolutely crazy, like some Ray Rice stuff, nah, bro, you need to have your livelihood taken away from you. And like I said, I don't know, man. All I seen was the video of Richard Sherman banging on the door trying to get in. I don't know why, I don't know what happened. I don't know, Well, I don't know what the situation was, but I mean, everybody deserves a second chance. I'm pretty sure that the Buccaneers did their due diligence. They did the same thing with Antonio Brown. They did their due diligence there. He's been an upstanding citizen so far. I haven't seen him really on social media. I haven't really seen him doing anything too crazy and outrageous lately. So I guess, I guess they got a good little hand on what's going on. So hopefully it won't happen again, and hopefully, it won't affect him, with some of these other off the field issues, to a point where he won't be able to continue to do what he loves to do. Julia says, "What up, TJ? How much longer are we going to ride with this Marcus Davenport train, or is it time to exit stage left?" I don't think that it's time to exit stage left, Julius, because he does have something to offer. He's still a very talented guy when he's healthy. Look, the real question that you need to be asking is how much, are the Saints going to be willing to pay, or is Marcus Davenport really causing himself to lose out on a lot of money? Because here's the reality of the thing. You can be a beast on the field, okay? There's that old saying, he's hell when he's well, but you ain't never well. So the only thing as of right now, the Saints already used their fifth-year option on him, right? So there's rather two things that can happen here with Marcus Davenport. Number one, he has to take the contract that the Saints give him. Number two, like there's a strong possibility that he's going to get lowballed somewhere else to go play somewhere else, because people are not going to invest a bunch of money in you just based on your potential. He has potential, but you ain't never on the field. So the only person that's hurting themselves is Marcus Davenport, because the Saints already picked up the fifth-year option. So, if he's hurt, the Saints can easily bring that to the negotiating table, saying, "Oh, you know what? We drafted you. We expect you to do this, but you missed these many games. This is the contract that we have for you based on what we've seen, the availability that you showed us, and the progress that you showed us." Boom. So in my opinion, he just causing himself money by always being injured, not the Saints. And, he can always, be one of those guys that you can re-sign and be a part of depth. So think about this. You draft a guy, right, back in 2018. You picked up his fifth-year option. And then you sign him for a 3-year, 17, $18 million contract. Now you're a part of the rotation. Boom. How bad would you feel then? Now he isn't the guy anymore. He's not the guy that you expect to go out there to make all these plays, because we look at guys differently when it comes to the contracts. When a guy making a bunch of money contractually, we feel like they need to be available. Think about this. If Michael Thomas was still on a rookie deal, will some people still have some of these type of emotions they have about Michael Thomas? Probably not. What's the first thing people start talking about? Man, he's supposed to be making $20 million a year. He's supposed to be out there. When you think about the guy's salary and how much they're getting paid, it frustrates you even more, because you feel like the team is wasting money. If he gets re-signed and he's not, causing the Saints that much money, then will we feel the way that we do right now? I wouldn't, So the only person that's hurting in this situation is him. He messing up his bottom line by not being there. Guys like Traquan Smith, the same thing. This was a big, he ended up getting some extra money because the Saints kind of moved around his contract. But, when he's up for, a contract extension next year, boom, you were hurt, you was hurt this year, you hurt last year. This is how much we can offer you. Take it or leave it. So they're hurting themselves, not the Saints. Might frustrate you as a fan because you want to see him on full display, but it's not hurting. It's not hurting. Not hurting the team. Not hurting them. Not as much as it's going to be hurting Davenport's pockets. Man, Louisiana is hot as hell. I can believe it. There 100% humidity all the time. Man, my goodness. What up, TJ, the host? What up, Who Dat family? What's going on, T Dirty? Thank you for being here. Dude should be suspended. Now that is weird right there, Ernest. I do wonder why he didn't get suspended. That is a good question. So, but the thing about it is, though, Ernest, you have to think about this. Was he not suspended because he wasn't signed to a team, right? Maybe, Goodell, and it was like, well, he's not signed to anybody, so no harm, no foul, right? But he did get arrested. He did have to stay in jail for at least a day, until his court date actually showed up. Don't know what happened. Don't know, what the judge and, I don't know if he did some community service or whatever like that. I don't know what transpired. Or the fact that his wife probably went to court and said, he didn't do anything, probably, covered for him. But at the same time, it's still not a good look in the eyes of the NFL. So who knows? Maybe because he signed with a team, now they're going to be thinking about suspending him. Depends on the severity of the situation. So I expect for them to do an investigation, but I have noticed that the NFL have kind of been, holding their hands and not really been suspending guys the way that, they once did, maybe for like substance abuse and stuff like that when it comes to Yamada and maybe a few other guys, but, like conduct policies and stuff like that, I really haven't seen too many guys getting suspended because of that recently. TJ, I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and you are correct. The weather is beautiful today. Who that? Yeah, Nolans. Yeah, it is a beautiful day, man. Such a beautiful day. Out here in South Carolina, I don't see how anybody can be mad on a day like this. Sherman is 33. If he was a valuable to a team, he'd be picked up way before this. Sammy, I don't think he got picked up for the same reason Ernest's been talking about. I just think that you think about a guy's age. You think about, the situation that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like he's at an age where teams probably thinking about, man, this ain't worth it. If he was 23 years old and he went through this, I think he would have got picked up faster. But the fact that, he's 33 years old, he's been dealing with like Achilles injuries and all that kind of stuff there. And then, what I'm saying, now this conduct issue comes around. People are like, I don't want to touch that. I feel like if he didn't go through the situation, the whole conduct thing and crashing your car, I think he probably would have got picked up quicker. I just think that, it probably, prolonged itself because of everything. People were trying to figure out how his case and everything was going to pan out. That's the reason I think he didn't get picked up. I don't think it had anything to do with him not being good enough. I mean, there's always a place for a guy like Richard Sherman on somebody's team. As terrible as some of these secondaries are, but I just think that it was just the right time. The media have lobbed the people to sleep by not covering this situation anymore. It's kind of got swept under the rug. He's been out of sight, out of mind for quite some time. So, I think they just feel like, okay, enough time has passed where people forgot and don't care. So let's go ahead and pick them up because our secondary is not very good. Hey, TJ, do you think we are going to get anything from the tight end position? Patrick, to be quite honest with you, I'm very disappointed at the tight end position. Adam Troutman has been looking like straight slow, and I thought that Juwan Johnson would play much better. I don't know if Juwan Johnson needs to focus more on being a tight end and less time on doing TikTok videos with his wife. Maybe that's, maybe that'll be more helpful to him. He seems like a playful guy, and that's all that. But, I just think that his production is lacking. Maybe, you need to put more emphasis on, what you're actually doing on the field than, trying to make people laugh. Ain't nothing funny. We're not getting no receptions, over the last couple of games of one reception, in the last two games. There ain't nothing funny about that. That's not funny at all. As far as Adam Troutman, I mean, he's been a huge disappointment. Drop balls, missed blocking assignments. I just thought that he would be much better than what he actually is. I mean, it's been so horrible that I'm thinking that the Saints may need to go out here and try to find themselves another tight end, somebody that can actually come in and give them some type of production, because I feel like that would help Jameis Winston out a lot. When you have a young quarterback, I mean, I think that a good tight end as a safety valve is valuable. Is valuable to that quarterback. But those guys have been playing god awful. I mean, I'm very disappointed at the tight end position. But they need to pick it up. I don't know what the problem is. I would thought Juwan Johnson would be able to win some of those matchups, being that he used to be a wide receiver and, you know how to run the route tree. I would think that you would know how to win a matchup versus linebackers. That's very troubling to me that you can't win those type of matchups and be a little bit of a matchup nightmare at the tight end position. So I'm disappointed in those guys. Adam Troutman needs to pick it up, man. I'm serious, man. All those drop passes and missed blocking assignments, making that boy look kind of bussy to me. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a straight bus out there. And I hope that I'm wrong, but he looked like a bus right now. TJ, the host, Who Dat family. What's going on, Chris? Sammy says, Jerry, how are you, my guy? I'm giving him a shout out to Jerry. Dave giving us the Florida lead. K. Wee says, Who Dat from Rhode Island? What's going on? What's going on? All the way out there in Rhode Island. Shouts out to you. New Orleans Saints says Winston going to have a nice game against the Giants, which I think Kenny Stills will have a 100-yard game. I don't know if Kenny's still going to have a 100-yard game, but I do think that the Saints are going to be motivated. And I looked at Jameis Winston's stats when he plays in dome conditions. Man, his numbers are like off the charts. So, and the last time we seen Jameis Winston play inside the Superdome, I mean, he lit it up. He only threw 10 passes, but he was handling his business. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we see something that resembles that once again. Versus the Giants. But the Giants are a prideful team. Joe Judge, he's a guy that motivates his squad. They play tough, even though they don't always win games. Kim says it's crazy how we was panicking about our secondary during the offseason, and look at it now. It shows us again to trust the process. Yeah, that's important for us to do that, and that's one of the main reasons. When people was talking about some of these situations, I was like, man, I just trust Sean Payton, and we have to trust our coaching staff, to be able to, put the team in the right position. And, it's easy for us to look at certain names and certain things and feel like, oh, man, we ain't got this person, we ain't got that person. But sometimes you just got to wait for things to kind of play out. And you may realize, like Kim said, it's not even worth us stressing about. Dome coming. Yeah, absolutely. Quisha says, do you think Winston plays nervous ball? No, I don't think he plays nervous ball. I think that Sean Payton don't trust him. It's just as simple as that. Sean Payton does not trust Jameis Winston at this time. But I can't blame Sean Payton because Jameis Winston hasn't really given you reasons to fully trust him to make the right decisions, from week to week. Sean Payton, it really does, have the has a muzzle on him, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? No, he doesn't want him to make mistakes. And I can't blame him. I mean, Jameis, I like him a lot, but we know that he had the tendency of not making the right decision, at times. Even that pass that Marquez Callaway, him throwing the ball, he said he was trying to throw the ball away. I mean, the right decision was to eat that sack. You know what I'm saying? We probably won't talk about it because, I mean, look how it planned out, but he doesn't make the right decisions all the time. And coaches do pay attention to that. And coaches don't always just look at, the result of it. They think about what can possibly happen down the line. So I just think that those 22 passes, those less than 150-yard games passing has a lot to do with the fact that Sean Payton don't trust Jameis Winston. And he doesn't have to come out here and say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't trust him, or he ain't have to give me a bunch of lip service. I can tell by the way he's calling plays. He does not trust him. But I hate to say it, can you blame him? What's going on with our kicking game? When is Lutz coming back? Well, Lutz is eligible to come back, Sammy, this week. He can get off IR if he's healthy. But I'd rather him be 100%. Sean Payton already said that he's rolling with Rosas. So we're going to be rolling with Eldrick Rosas, you know what I'm saying, until Will Lutz gets back. So that's just the way it is. So I don't know how soon Will Lutz will get back, but the good thing is he's off the IR list. But you make sure that you bring him back when he's absolutely 100% healthy, because we need Will at his best. Do you think Payton might open up Winston a little bit this game? Might, you know what I'm saying? Because there were opportunities for him to, throw the ball down the field. If there's opportunities, I think that, he'll probably open it up. But I just think that it's just a matter of him trying to find the right game plan for Jameis. I mean, it's just the same way what it was with Teddy Bridgewater. When Teddy Bridgewater was the starter, a couple of weeks he kind of ran the offense kind of similar to when Drew was the quarterback, and then a couple of weeks later, right after that Seattle game, you seen Sean Payton kind of come up with an offensive game plan that was tailor-made and catered to the strengths of Teddy Bridgewater, and that's when he had that 4-touchdown game versus Tampa. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. All I know is there's a trust issue between Sean Payton and Jameis, and I don't see that changing until Jameis actually changes the way that he thinks, and until him and Sean Payton are on the same page, because clearly they are not. Okay, when he went back to the sidelines and you seen the look on Sean Payton's face, I think it says it all, man. I think it says it all. The trust is just not there yet, but it can be. But Jameis has to go, a couple of games where he's making the right decision and making the right plays for Sean to believe that he's getting threw to him, but we'll see. What up, TJ? Do you think CD Deuce is the best slot corner in the league? If I was just saying that, I would just be being biased. I don't look at too many slot corners, from game to game. So just because I like him, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a Saints fan, I'm gonna just say yes. I would just say yes, but I'm being biased right now. Ruiz is getting manhandled. He's not strong enough right now. Bobby, I don't think that is the fact that he's not strong enough. I think that is just the fact that it's a new position, and playing center when you have not played center in the offseason and at training camp is tough, So, I mean, basically, you're going into your second season, but you're a rookie at playing center. So, I mean, I don't think it's about him being manhandled. I just think that it's just the fact that he doesn't have experience at that position. Not down to lesser competition. The defense is allowing the offense and the special teams to play good complementary football. The offense will get it together at some point. Pete just isn't a good value at this point, too volatile. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that Andrews Pete best days, or, I don't even say best days, but I just think that he's just not that good. Like, he is what he is. Like, he's a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that goes out there and, knows what he needs to do. I just think that he a little soft. Like, I'm just being honest with you. I don't think that offensive linemen need to be soft. I don't look at somebody that's intimidating. Like, you look at somebody like Lane Johnson, right? Lane Johnson for the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? He looks like the part of offensive line. He looked like he don't take no stuff. Like, when you look at guys like that, when you look at guys like Nelson, Quentin Nelson, who plays for the Colts, you as a guard, he don't take no stuff. Brandon Sheriff, he don't take no stuff. When you look at Andrews Pete, I mean, he looks soft as doctor's cotton. I mean, there's no way a guy 300 plus pounds needs to be on the ground like that. Guys manhandling you and pushing you all over like that. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it. Like it comes in spurts, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like that guy that gets picked on at school, right? And then all of a sudden he just can't take it anymore. And eventually, he gets that old man strength, right? And he just picks up that bully and he just tosses him like, I just want to let you know, I can do this, but it's not on a consistent basis. He's soft. I mean, it is what it is. Like there's no way in the world you can say that you're a good offensive lineman and you're consistently on the ground. Like, I don't think there's a game that hasn't been played this year where Andrews Pete did get mauled over. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like, dude's soft. Like, like, I'm just being honest. He is not a tough. You have to be tough to play on an offensive line. You cannot be soft. You cannot show any signs of weakness. And I just think there are too many moments where he shows signs of weakness. So that it is what it is, man. He's soft. What up, TJ? Listening with the earplugs in the gym, but speaking facts, the Lakers look like an expensive old folks home for senior citizens. For real, for real. Yeah. They willing to get anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they getting players $2 for $3, $4 for $5, anything that they can, in order for them to be, formidable, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like park ball. I don't like when guys show up 2-3 cars deep and they wait, until, one of the friends call, I got winners, and they change the whole team around. I want all these dudes on the sideline. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff, man. Meanwhile, you probably went out there, played the part. You just met this dude. What's going on, man? What's your name? And y'all just out there trying to play. But these dudes out here got their whole AAU team coming out there trying to play. I can't roll with that, man. I can't roll with that. It's just something about people always want Saints to be in their favor. You know what I'm saying? They always want their advantage. Like, you can tell that's the way that LeBron used to play when he was growing up as a kid. Probably went to the gym, always picked his homeboys. They played together. They ran everybody out of the gym together. It seems like it's the same way it is in the NBA. So I don't roll with that. And now it seems like that's what Tampa trying to do. Hey, TJ, are you still there? That 66-yard field goal was lucky. Yeah, look, look, I don't know, like, yeah, what I'm saying, when it comes to like hitting the, hitting the goalpost and flipping over, yes, but The fact that Justin Tucker is the guy that made it had absolutely nothing to do with it. Like, honestly, anybody else who would have kicked that field goal, you would have been shocked that it went in, right? But Justin Tucker, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Justin Tucker missed any field goal, I'm shocked. Like, I don't think we understand how lucky we were a couple of years ago to beat the Ravens because Justin Tucker missed a extra point. My goodness, like that game right there, like how Jameis said that was guys playing. That was guys playing for the Saints to win that game because Justin Tucker don't miss field goals no matter how far they are. So, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, him making a 66-yard field goal, was it lucky? Yeah, that it went over. But the person that did it, I don't think luck had nothing to do about it. Sure, because I don't know. I think if he had to kick a ball 66 yards again, I don't think that it would hit the cross. It wouldn't hit the crossbar that time. You know what I'm saying? It would actually go straight through. That dude is automatic, man. That dude, to me, he's the greatest field goal kicker I ever seen. And I've seen like Adam Vinatieri, you know, John Hanson. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Morton Anderson, like Gary Anderson. Like this dude is automatic, man. This dude is clutch. You know, he's the reason why we got Will Lutz. Y'all got to keep in mind, you know, Will Lutz was he was an undrafted free agent, but he got picked up by the Ravens. And because Justin Tucker was so automatic, he ended up going to the Saints. So think about that, man. Like if Justin Tucker wouldn't have been there, then Baltimore would have had Will Lutz and they would have had themselves a solid kicker. So, I mean, I think Saints fans, we gotta thank God that Justin Tucker was with Baltimore because we wouldn't have never got Will Lutz. TJ, I remember going to training camp in West Virginia and Pete rookie season. They were doing gas from one end of the field to the other, and he was 4 or 5 laps behind everyone else. Yeah, man. Look, I don't know. Look, he's a big guy. Right? He's a big guy. Look, so I'm not going, you know, give him a hard time about running, you know what I'm saying, from goalpost to goalpost. But all I know is he's soft. Period. He's soft. Soft as Doctor's cotton. Soft as cottonelle tissue. Soft as Quilton Northern. Soft as a cloud in the sky. Man, dude, just soft, man. He is straight up 100% soft. And usually I don't say this, but I hope he hear this. You know what I'm saying? I hope he get mad that he's watching this because I'm calling him out. Like, Andrews Pete is soft. You're soft, man. So I hope you hear this. And I hope that you change your mind and say, you know what, man, I'm going to show TJ. I'm going to show him. You saying I'm soft? I'm going to show him. I hope you show me in the Giants game because right now, bro, I'm calling you out. You soft. You are the softest offensive lineman on the Saints team, period. Even on Madden 22, I can throw screens to Alvin Kamara. I see all daylight, but get tackled because Andrews Pete didn't block his man. Now we blaming it on Madden. Now he can't even block on Madden. Giannis said it best. It's easy to go to a superpower team, but doing it from the ground up is different. Yeah, and that's why I got respect for Giannis in his championship. You know, I think that guys doing it like that, their championship means more to me than a bunch of guys getting together, you know, playing on fantasy mode, you know, and getting their team together with all 99 players and winning championships. I just think that it kind of taints the game. You know, it makes the media tries to cover up for it, you know, but it's not a good look, you know, and honestly, I hate to say it, but as a small market team, why would you want to invest in that team? Like being real, like, you know that you're going to get yourself a lottery pick because your team is not going to be good. And you know, after about 3 or 4 years that lottery player is probably going to go to a big market team. So to be quite honest with you, why would you care about the NBA? You know, why would you care? I wouldn't. Let me see. If the team offer us a sack or kicking balls, some J pads and a tube of eye black for Troutman, we should take it. No, man, no, he ain't that bad. I just think that he needs to pick it up. But he's young, man, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. So It's not like Andrews P where you're in your 7th year and you still getting tossed on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Getting flipped around and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, man. You would think that this dude is, a guy that's 315 wouldn't be getting tossed around like he 115. Katrina says a linebacker from Notre Dame laughed at us when we picked Pete. He can't stand the bull rush. Among other things. We can't depend on 66-yard field goals every week. Hopefully we play better in the future. Jules, y'all had a bunch of defensive players out due to COVID protocol. So the fact that y'all even won that game is a testament to the good coaching that y'all have over there. So Baltimore is a good football team. Other teams that would have had those guys missing would have got beat by 30. So the fact that y'all actually won that football game is a testament to your coaching staff. Lion fans were passed. They said the game was rigged. Look, I guess every game is rigged when you're a Lions fan because, you're always losing. So there's not a game that doesn't go by that you don't feel like it's rigged. I mean, that's just a snake-bitten franchise. I mean, I like the Detroit Lions. I always have from the days of Rodney Peete and Herman Moore, Barry Sanders. I've always liked those guys. But that's a snake-bitten franchise. And, you know what I'm saying, I have to honestly say that I have absolutely no respect for the ownership. And this is when I'm probably about to get on my soapbox, but it needs to be said. I find it very ironic that you had great players like Barry Sanders, who you didn't want to get rid of. You had great players like Calvin Johnson, who you didn't want to get rid of. Didn't let those guys go out here and try to pursue championships. And all of a sudden, Matthew Stafford comes along, and you're nice enough to let him go to the Rams where he can go and pursue a championship. So for that, I think that the ownership of the Detroit Lions is absolute trash. They deserve to get booed like she did this past weekend by the fans because they're cheap. They're not willing to go out there and take risk. Some of the best coaches and best players that they actually have is rather, those people lose morale because they don't feel like the ownership has their best interests at heart. And, the fact that you got rid of Jim Caldwell, who was probably the best coach that y'all probably had, and I don't know how long, next to Schwartz, you get rid of him. And then all of a sudden, you want to keep, Matt Patricia, who couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag. So yeah, they get what they deserve, man. I'm sorry that it's happening to Dan Campbell because he got that pipeline to the Saints, but the Ford family is trash, straight up 100% trash. Yeah, on the field and off the field. They one of the main reasons why Detroit in the condition it is in right now. Western Conference going to be fire in the NBA. Look at the Suns, Pelicans, Spurs, etc. Them young boys will outrun the Lakers this coming season up and down the court. These old cats won't keep up. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I mean, the West is definitely one of the toughest conferences, and then you have like the Suns. I think they're going to get better. The Jazz. The Nuggets, the Nuggets, they had some injuries, which caused them, to me, not to be there in the end. I think that, if the Nuggets didn't have the injuries that they had, you probably would have seen them in the NBA Finals. Priest TJ out here in Los Angeles, elbow head, LeBron is special cupcake. Look, I don't know what people in LA think about LeBron. What do they think about him as a Laker? I always wondered that. Like I always hear from a media standpoint. Because I guess I don't know too many people in Los Angeles, but what's the pulse in Los Angeles about him? The Lions game broke my heart. I'm pulling for Dan Campbell. Yeah, man, that's one of them games where you like, man, what did I get myself into? Like, can I please get a win? What did I do to deserve this? That's one of them situations right there. To me, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but the way he looked, so he was just so dejected. TJ, that's not fair. That's exactly what Boston, Brooklyn, and several other teams have done and are currently doing. But people want LeBron to be the poster boy, like how they want Jameis to be for picks. Look, it's not about. Look, I'm not just talking about LeBron. Okay, I just said him because his name came up. I'm talking about for anybody. Okay, I ain't just talking about film. I'm talking about anybody because I'm not a fan of that. I'm saying it taints the game completely. Like rather it's going on in Brooklyn, rather it's going on in Boston or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles, where they come the Clippers or the Lakers. It taints the game. Period. Like I don't care who do it. I'm not just talking about LeBron. I ain't one of them people that are like I don't like LeBron, and I'm just talking about in general. Like as a fan, like I don't like cop squads. Okay. Some of y'all who play basketball in New Orleans, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that's cop. You know what I'm saying? When people like, man, they got that cop squad. Means a whole bunch of guys together that's better than, the guys that they're going up against. And they're better and superior in every single way. Okay. They got shooters. They got guys that can jump high. They can dunk. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff on one squad going up against, guys that are inferior, when it comes to playing basketball or playing football. That's cop. Okay. And I don't like cop. You know what I'm saying? I like a fair exchange, and it's not what you're getting. Facts. Was so excited. Not sure if you answered this, but other news articles pointed out Winston tightened up in the second half and now hesitant to throw the ball. Is Peyton breaking Winston? Yeah, he is. He is, because he needs to be broken, folks. I'm sorry, man. He needs to be broken down. Jameis Winston, to me, okay, this is just my opinion. Jameis Winston has never really been held accountable for his mistakes because everybody had an investment in Jameis Winston's success. Rather it been in college with Jimbo Fisher, rather it was Tampa Bay, every single coach that he had, you know what I'm saying, rather college or the pros, always needed Jameis Winston, you know what I'm saying, to succeed. And their success was riding on that. It was riding on it. So nobody ever really reeled him in. Jimbo Fisher was a coach at Florida State, but he didn't have championships. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have like a bunch of winning seasons. He didn't have all these different things. It was Jameis who brought legitimacy back to Florida State. I mean, last time they had some legitimacy, what Peter Warrick was there, Chris Winkie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a hot minute since Florida State was like relevant at that particular time. So Jimbo Fisher was still trying to establish himself as a winning coach, right? So what are you going to do if you have a player that's good, above average, and that can make you look good in the process? Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you're not going to really say too much, to him because he has a bunch of talent and ability and he's making plays. So you're not holding him accountable because he won a Heisman. He won your national championship. He's the reason why people are calling you and giving you millions upon millions of dollars to come turn their program around. He's the reason he's at Texas A&M, to be honest with you. Then you go to Tampa, a snake-bitten franchise who didn't go to the playoffs since 2007. And you have coach after coach. And then you have Lovie Smith, who's on a hot seat, right? So you try to find every way you can to make it work. This first overall pick comes in. Hopefully he can change around the franchise for me. So what can I really do? Who can I look at and say, well, you need to play like, Freeman? You know what I'm saying? Like Josh Freeman? Nah, you need to play like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who's the backup quarterback? You need to play like, I don't know, Ryan Griffin? Like who am I comparing them to? So you had a whole bunch of people that put themselves in the hands and in the mercy of Jameis Winston. So now you have a coach like Sean Payton with skins on the wall who is right off coaching arguably the greatest quarterback of all time in Drew Brees. Now you have a standard. Now there's somebody to say, hey, bro, this ain't it, man. You need to do it this way. You know what I'm saying? And now it's not like, oh, please, Jameis, go out there and help me save my job. No, man, Sean Payton is solidified. You know what I'm saying? We know he's a great coach. We know he can coach offense. We know that he can make an offense move the football. Jameis Winston is the person, you know what I'm saying, with the issues here. You know what I'm saying? Turning the ball over, making a bunch of mistakes. So, yes, he does need to get reeled in. You know what I'm saying? He threw for a whole bunch of yards, but what people aren't saying that a lot of the times, all those yards are coming from, you know what I'm saying, they're playing catch up because early in the game, they probably made a bunch of mistakes. You know what I'm saying, coach is not really holding him accountable. All that is combined. Jameis Winston, until Sean Payton, in my opinion, has never been held accountable for his mistakes. Because regardless of how many interceptions he threw, no matter how many turnovers he had in the game, he knew that on Saturday and on Sunday, a coaching staff and an organization is still going to parade him out there. He can't do that now because now you got you got Taysom on the bench. You know what I'm saying? You got Trevor Siemian on the bench. You got Ian Book on the bench. And trust, Sean Payton will put any one of those guys in the game before he just let this team crumble and morale to go down. Period. So this, to me, this is one of the first times I've been watching Jameis since he was at Florida State. You look at all of the antics that he did at Florida State. You know, you rarely ever seen him be held accountable for that. Anything that he did for the most part, because everybody depended on Jameis to save their job, to save their organization. It's not like that with the Saints. The Saints have won more games than any other team in the last 4 years. The Saints have been winning double-digit games over the last 4 years. The Saints have been making the playoffs. So it's not like, oh, Jameis, we need you so badly. No, you know. So, yeah, he deserves to get reeled in because I think it's going to be beneficial to him. You know, sometimes you got to let people know, man, look, what you doing wasn't working, you know, and sometimes it sounds better when the person that's telling you this got some skins on the wall. Already read that one. That's the question I just answered. Harbaugh had Lutz in camp and told Sean about him. Yeah. Thank you, John. The kick was never supposed to happen. The NFL let it happen. Yeah, I agree with that. There was a delay of game. They let him off the hook. They definitely let him off the hook, Ernest. What up, bro? Hughes fans, send the Cash App, bro. Let's see if I still had it. I think I may have taken that off the screen. The Cash App is at State of Saints. I was only doing that because I was working a monthly promotion with Cash App, which I still have it. So if you want to use it, it's $ State of Saints. So if you want to donate that way, $ at State of Saints. Let's see, TJ. Since you're talking about kickers, can we get rid of Rosides? Carlos, he ain't going nowhere, man. Sean Payton already confirmed that. Shouts out to Mike Detillier, Bobby Abel. They were on the Saints coaches show on WWL. He already confirmed that. So until Royal Lutz comes back, Rosides will not say adios, you know. I know we talking Saints football, but Damian Green brought my attention to the NBA on the Lakers. Had to speak facts. Yeah, man. I mean, look, they trying to do everything they can to win championships. I just don't like the direction the NBA is going. There was supposed to be a 5-yard penalty. Yep. Ha ha ha. You think he's soft? Yes. Soft. They're like, honestly, it's getting so bad. I'm thinking about changing the word soft to Pete. Like, man, you straight Pete. That's what I'm gonna start saying. Man, that's Pete. You know, that's beyond soft. He about to, you know, it about to make a Webster dictionary definition. Pete, to be extremely soft, easily bendable, susceptible to falling down. Use it in a sentence. Playing football, he was Pete to the ground. I mean, he fell to the ground, and everybody called him Pete. Use it in a sentence. That's where he about to have his own Webster dictionary definition. Pete. From now on, when I'm referring to people as soft, I'm gonna start saying Pete. That's what I'm. It was like, man, you straight Pete out here, ain't you? Your boy Pete. Man, you straight Pete out here, man. Straight up 100% grade A soft.
Because I said soft, so what? I spell it. S-O-F-T, soft.
Funny how the narrative will switch when the Lakers start smashing teams. It'll go from their old and washed up to, oh, they're a super team. Yeah. I mean, that's what the media does, man. That's what the media does. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm officially like a part of the media, but I don't look at myself as being in that type of lane. Bobby says Pete makes $11 million a season, needs to perform better. That's an understatement. The fact he's making $11 million is ridiculous. Some coaches wouldn't put up with Pete. Pete needs to have Owen Hart moment and scream enough is enough. I am not a nugget. That man a chicken nugget, a spicy chicken nugget. Shoot. Tyson chicken nugget. That boy, man, soft. 100% grade A soft.
I said soft? Because I said soft, so what? I said I spell it. S-O-F capital T. Soft.
Do you think we need a complimentary running back behind Kamala? Well, I think Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States. But Kamara, Donald, yes, I do think they need a complimentary running back. I think Tony Jones is a good complimentary back. I don't know why they don't use him. I think he only had like 2 carries. Did he get hurt? Like, is he a Sean Payton doghouse? Like, what the heck going on here? Pete, I currently is currently playing terrible, but he's been important to the team in the past season because of his versatility. He's a natural tackle, so his versatility is the best skill. He's a natural tackle. Yeah, his versatility. Okay, he can fall down from on the left side as well as the right side. Okay, and if you put him on the end, he can fall down then. And I guess that would be a valuable weapon because when he falls down, he's about 6'6". So the defensive end would have to jump over him. And by that time, the quarterback would have released the ball. So, yes, Sammy, yes, he's definitely a valuable asset in height and as a decoy. You're absolutely right with that. Okay, a great diversion, a great wall, you know what I'm saying, or a great speed bump, if you will. You know, but as far as like his production, nah. Buffalo, New York. O.J. Simpson used to play there. Yeah, he definitely did, man. O.J. Simpson, one of the best running backs of all time. Like, you know, all the stuff that happened in the 90s, but he was a great football player. It's like almost like with Darren Sharper. He was a good football player, you know, but just leave that where it's at. Cheesy. Quick note. Jameis played against 2 top 10 defenses. Teddy played against teams that combine 0-6. No shade. Quick, Jameis played against 2 top 10. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait. I gotta call this out, man. Okay, I feel like that's totally unfair, Cheesy. Let's break this down now. Let's be real with this. All right. Teddy Bridgewater played against who? The Dallas Cowboys. When this time, they had a really good defense. He played against the Seattle Seahawks, who are known for having a really good defense. He played against the Chicago Bears, who have a really good defense. Okay. Tampa at that time didn't really, they was at middle of the pack. All right. But nah, I'm not going to do that. No. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Bridgewater played against some of the best defenses in football at that time. You can talk about the Dallas Cowboys all you want to, but this was when Marinelli and our own Chris Richard was there, and they had a really good defense. Chicago, right off the first year that Vic Fangio left, he still left a really good defensive, a good defense when he went to Denver. They were a really good team. Okay, so no, Seattle, Bobby Wagner and crew, really good defense. So I am not going to sit up here and just talk about what Jameis. Oh, he played against 2 times. No. When you think about the Chicago Bears, the Seattle Seahawks, Dallas Cowboys at that time, all of them had really good defenses. All of them did. And Teddy still won. And if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And then, even a game when they played against the Rams had a really good defense because even though, he doesn't get credit, he finished that game because we know Drew messed his thumb up. They still had a really good defense. So they played against the Rams, Seattle, Dallas, Chicago, Tampa. So the way I look at it, I can't accept that. Those are some really good defenses that Teddy Bridgewater went up against. The only real, true, legit defense that are out there right now that I can just really, truly say they have a really good defense is Carolina. Now, we can talk about New England, but honestly, coming off a week when they played Zach Wilson and the New York Jets, who are absolute train wreck, this dude threw 4 interceptions. First off, they have no offensive line. This dude is basically running for his life, and he's trying to make plays. So, of course, if you're coming off, the season is very, very early, right? So you're coming off 4 games. I mean, you come off 2 games, right? The second game where you had 4 or 5 turnovers in one game, of course you're going to be the number 1 ranked defense, but that's an outlier. it's not a complete, like, you know what I'm saying, a lower sample size. This is like week 6, week 7. Because, you know what I'm saying, we can look at the New England Patriots. The Saints were able to run through their defensive line like Swiss cheese, right? You know what I'm saying? They secondary is good, right? But, I mean, they were generating turnovers. And by them generating turnovers, that made them as a top 10 defense. But it's only been 2 games. So I can't accept that. I cannot accept that, okay? And I know some of you is probably saying, well, it was early in the season when Teddy played. Yes, it was. But check this out. Every last one of those teams going into from that season before to the season that we were now still had a top defense. They still had a bunch of those players coming back. So Teddy Bridgewater went against those guys who played last year, who had a really good, solid defense going into a early in the season. They had them same players and still had that same defense with the same coordinators, and they still was doing some of the same things they was doing last year. New England, they did not have a good defense last year. They did not have a good defense last year. They wasn't really ranked in the top 10. I think they were maybe in like the top 15, middle of the pack. Okay, Carolina, you know what I'm saying, kind of changed some things around. But once again, that is what? It's the second game of the season. You know what I'm saying? That's the second game of the season. And once again, they were coming off, like, think about this. The 2 teams that the Saints played, who were they coming off games with? The Jets. So for me to sit up here and say, oh, they have a top 10 defense, you played the Jets. The Jets literally made you a top 10 defense. If the Saints would have went up against the Jets in week 1, guess who would have had the number 1 defense? The Saints. So no, I can't accept that. Teddy Bridgewater, in impressive fashion, went up against some of the best defenses in football in that 5-game stretch. That is one of the main reasons why people put so much credit and so much stock in those 5 games. Because anybody can win 5 games. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, like if you have good coaching and you okay and you're a solid quarterback, you can win 5 games. Okay? Depends on who you playing. But it's more impressive that you played 5 games, and out of 4 of the 5 games that you played against teams that had top 10 defenses. That is what the recipe for success. But like I said before, those teams the year before came into the current season with top 10 defenses, and they were capitalizing off the momentum they had the year before. Carolina wasn't coming off the year, you know what I'm saying, the year before, and they played the Jets. New England wasn't coming off the same defense. They played the Jets. So I can't accept that. I can't accept that, man. No. Now, if they would have been coming off, let's just say, if they was coming off playing the Browns or they was coming off playing the Chiefs, then I'd be like, okay, all right, okay, good defense. But coming off playing against the Jets, the Jets, man, Jets are 100% hot garbage. Absolutely. I just wanted to make that clear, man. I couldn't look, geez, that's a good statement. It sounds good, but when you peel back the layers, you know, it's almost like, to me, and I'm gonna move on because Drew was like, man, move on. But look, check this out. It's like saying, okay, I'm 100% from the free throw line. And you know what I'm saying? The free throw came off me, you know what I'm saying, driving to the lane, layup, and the foul. And I make the extra free throw. And I don't shoot no more free throws after the game. So the stat line gonna say I'm 100% from the free throw line, but I only shot 1 ball. You know what I'm saying? I only shot 1 time from the free throw line. So I'm 100%. So how impressive is that, right? And let's just say I don't go, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, go 4-5 games without going to the free throw line. I'm still 100%. So it's still going to look like I'm one of the best free throw shooters in the league, right? Because if you start looking at analytics, oh, he's 100%. That's the way it looks like when it comes to the defense. Played the Jets. And accept that. Sean's going to unleash Jameis when he learns the playbook and gets healthy. Yeah. It takes time. It takes time, folks, for those type of situations to happen, you know, especially in a Sean Payton type offense. Got to give me some water. Let's see. Dada says, I'm wondering, with the way some of these undrafted guys play, not really doing well, wide receiver, tight end position, will Sean upgrade those positions next year and put 2 to 3 of these positions in the streets? I I think that you're gonna upgrade at tight end and you can draft yourself a wide receiver. That's what I would do. Just showed up. Who dat, everyone? Let's see what's going on. Appreciate you for being here. I'm gonna read a few more and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. We have zero excuses to not win this week. They let the Falcons beat them. I don't know. Teddy is a former first rounder. He has talent. Yeah, I mean, he does have talent. I think that he's a really good, solid quarterback, and I think that you can build around him. We should beat the Giants. They got problems right now back in the dome with the crowd and the defense. We win. I agree with that. Teddy ain't playing ain't played anybody this year is what he meant. I would hope, you know what I'm saying? I would hope that's what he mean. But look, when you have a really good defense and you combine that with a quarterback that doesn't make too many mistakes, you're going to still be good. So Teddy is going to continue to find success, in my opinion, because his team has a really good defense. You know, so you have a defense that can create stops. You have a quarterback that's not going to make too many mistakes. Oh, you're going to win some football games. I think that's the perfect spot for Teddy. I'm being dead serious. Denver is the best spot for Teddy Bridgewater because they complement themselves. You know what I'm saying? They play good complementary football there. You know, good defense, offense, you know what I'm saying, that can move the football and make very limited mistakes. That is the recipe for success. Contrary to popular belief, who people that feel like you got to be throwing 300 and 400 yards a game in order for you to be a great team, like, nah. Give me stability, a balanced attack, a balanced football team, and you know what? You're gonna generate success. That's just me, okay? I can care less about the sexy air yards and all that kind of stuff. I care about the win, the result, okay? And you know, I think, you know, some people feel like they want to know that the quarterback that they have is capable of, if there's a possibility of a shootout, that they can actually bring that person back. But here's the thing. If that quarterback is not doing anything to get you beat, and at the same time, like, you're continuing to, you know what I'm saying, have that balance, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start to, like, question stuff like that, it's basically like you're trying to find things to be wrong with. Like, to me, they're winning. To me, they're winning in ways that we wanted them to win before. So for that, I'm grateful. And it's hard for me to continue to criticize that particular moment in that particular situation, because guess what? I've wanted the Saints to run the football more than pass for years. And I wanted the Saints to play defense to a point where the defense can be a catalyst for a team for years. So now that those things have come to fruition, why the heck am I complaining? Why am I complaining about something that I wanted to see? It's not. We've been doing the State of the Saints podcast going 4 seasons now. Since 2018, we've been doing the State of the Saints podcast. And every time we open up the phone lines, we talk about the same stuff. We talk about the same situation. We talk about the Saints need to run the ball more and they need to play better defense. Now the Saints are running the ball more and playing better defense, and we still not happy. Okay, it's hard for me to get upset about something that I wanted to see for years. I'll take 149 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'll take that if it comes in the form of a victory. If y'all lose to the Giants or Jets, is this real? If we lose to the Giants or Jets, you ain't going to the playoffs. I know that's right, Sammy. When Breeze was dropping guarded stats, we were 7-9 every year because poor defenses make you keep passing, but it's not the formula to win. 7-9, 7-9, 7-9. Yep. 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, or 8-8. You know, I mean, 5,000 yard seasons don't always generate success, and more times than not, teams don't even make the playoffs. You know, because the quarterback most likely has those yards because he was playing comeback football every single year. So that's why when people are like, man, we want Jameis throwing 400 yards, man, nah, bro, I'm good on that. You know, like, you know, if he's, you know, more than likely, if you're throwing for 5,000 yards, your defense stink. We will have had a prolific offense. Now it's time to punch people in the mouth. That's our identity now. Is clobbering time. I don't think the Saints have an identity yet. CT. I don't. I don't think they have an identity just yet. I think that they're trying to evolve and change the identity, but I don't think they have one yet. But I think the identity is going to form once you have your wide receivers come back. Once Mike T come back, once Traquan come back, I think that's when we're going to really find out what this offensive identity actually is. TJ Wright, we need to know if he can carry the load in case the defense and run game is underperforming in games. Yeah, but I ain't trying to find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to find out. And how do you find that out, Big Sean? How do you find that out? The only way you can find that out if the Saints are trailing in the game. You know what I'm saying? The only way you can find that out, you know what I'm saying, if those type of situations actually happen. They haven't really happened yet. You know what I'm saying? They played so terrible against Carolina. I think everybody can agree, even if Drew Brees was in that game, they probably would have lost. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? They looked absolutely horrid in that game. So it's, you know, I'm not trying to find that out. You find out situations like that when you are in shootouts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to force the issue. I actually enjoy the fact for the last 2 out of the 3 games that the Saints had, I wasn't too concerned about them. I'm good with that. I don't want heart attack games. I don't want no cardiac Saints. I don't. You know, I don't want that. I want the Saints to go out there, play their game, impose their will, and me being content. You know what I'm saying? And them running the ball on, you know what I'm saying, in the fourth quarter to try to kill the clock. I'm okay with that. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Fans never satisfied. Yep, never. And a lot of fans are just used to the norm of throwing the football all over the place. And now that they don't have that and they're not seeing it, all of a sudden they're just like, man, what's going on? You know, it's almost like, you know, if that bakery that you know just goes out of business. You know, like, man, what happened, man? I used to eat there all the time, man. They had some good donuts there. You know, things change. Ball control and solid defense. Yep. Losing to the Giants and Jets must feel depressing. I don't think nobody found out. Hopefully nobody will find out. Cajun says weeks. Chris said Jameis don't need to throw all the time because we still have a defense. Yeah, just don't get the team beat. Sweep getting swept by the Panthers. I don't know about that. The Panthers caught the Saints at the right time. I'm gonna just leave it at that. They caught the Saints at the right time. They caught them at the right time, in my opinion. They had all those different situations going on. There's, like, in my opinion, like, Carolina not gonna beat the Saints. I don't care who y'all get back. I don't care if y'all get J.C. Horn, Joe Horn, Big Horn. You know what I'm saying? Like, Longhorn. Yeah, I don't care who Carolina get. They're not beating the Saints the second time. Like, they caught the Saints like at the right time. Like, that was the stars were aligned for them guys. I get, like, they're not gonna beat if they're not gonna beat the Saints again. Saints play good special teams and defense. They'll always have a chance on Sunday. We got to start playing better in the future. Justin B., I hope McCaffrey plays well in the sweep. Oh, forgot about his hammy. There ain't going to be no sweep. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, Carolina, they better than you know, than a lot of people anticipated, but they are beatable. Like, and you ain't fooling me. Sam Darnold, like, yeah, he can see, he's still capable of seeing ghosts. TJ, the host, what do you think about the score predictions on our teams win over the midgets in the dome? Or you're talking about +8, right? I think they got 8. I don't know. I think they I think it's not going to be close. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think it's going to be close. Probably be close early because, like I said, the Giants are a prideful team. But Saints, man, they gonna run into a buzz. So I just think that they're gonna just be too motivated. Right, Cries. Block more punts and field goals. Yeah, back to back, man. Special teams plays. For 2 weeks they came up with a big play. Of course, God forbid it happens, but it is possible. If the Saints make the playoff, does Sean sign Breeze to the active roster like he did with Deuce? Probably not, man. Look, I think Drew's football life is behind him, and I think the more time goes on, you know, he's going to come more and more content and embrace the reality of him not playing, which I still think he has. You know, he seems happy. Winston doing the job, respect the process. CT is laughing. Of course, the Saints signed Breeze. Did you see the power rankings? No, I didn't see the power rankings. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I want to say Steven A had Steven's A list. He had the Packers as a top 5 team in his top 5. Like, come on, man. We know how it go. Foghorn, Leghorn, LOL. Nope, not going to beat us. Man, Panthers, like I said, they caught the Saints. They caught the Saints at the right time. And, it helps like when you be playing, when you playing bottom feeders, and trash, and trash your division. You know what I'm saying? Like, you started off with the Jets, played the Saints with no coaching staff and 2 of their best defensive players out. And then you playing against the Texans, who best player, is up for, have him on the sideline because he's supposed to be a serial rapist. I'm not saying that he is. Okay. That's just what they saying about him. I'm just being honest. The stars are aligned over the last 3 weeks for the Carolina Panthers. But we'll find out who they really are. We'll find out if they're real or not. Maybe Nick Vernett steps up at tight end. He can come off IR at any time now. Yeah. I hope he does, man. They definitely need him. We should have everyone back by the Buccaneers game. Eugene, I saw. No sweep. How about those juice boys, TJ? I'll run Tom Brady off. Man, Tom Brady, I don't know how this guy's like continue to play in the way that he is, though. It is pretty impressive to watch, man. Somebody throwing 4 and 5 touchdowns being that old, you know what I'm saying? Football, in the eyes of football. Panthers beat Cowboys and come back here next week. I don't know if they're going to beat the Cowboys, to be honest with you. That dome going to be lit. Sam Darnold still capable of seeing ghosts. He dookie. He better in Carolina, but I don't think he, when people act like this man borderline elite or something. Please, Carolina beat 2 of the 3 worst teams in football. I love that nobody giving us a shot. I like it too. I like flying under the radar. I don't like being the center of attention. Put too much pressure on you. What up, Big TJ and the Who Dat Nation? I'm tuning in from 24-hour fitness working out. Man, shouts out to you, man. Shouts out to you, man. That used to be my spot right there. 24-hour fitness. When I stayed out there in Texas, my goodness, I used to go in there all the time. I'm just trying to get out of week 4 with no injuries, for real. Giants game is a trap game. Saints must not play down. I don't think they're going to play down. That would concern me if everything that, that has happened, like as far as Hurricane Ida, that would concern me. But I just think they're going to be motivated to try to win one for the city. Power rankings only matter in college. The power rankings on NFL mobile app is so overrated. Man, I don't pay attention to that. They create power rankings for us to have conversations and be mad and barbershop talk. If Jameis doesn't work out, go find Andrew Luck and bring him in. That would be a good fit. Him, Aaron Rodgers, I think he's going to probably most likely going to be a plan B, if things don't work out with Jameis. We know that he's not going back to the Packers. That's pretty obvious. So probably somebody like that. Or even, people may not like this, but Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo might end up, falling into the lap. Jimmy Garoppolo only issue to me, it's not that he's slow. He just always hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just kind of injury prone. But it wouldn't surprise me if Sean don't try to look at, getting somebody like Jimmy G. Once again, screw the media. Damn coaches held Kamara to 5. Damn coaches held Kamara to 5 rushing yards. Yeah, they held him to 5 rushing yards. But at the same time, coaching really matters. You know what I'm saying? Making adjustments on the sidelines matter. And like I said before, you can believe this false, this false reality that Carolina having right now all you want to, but the Saints are a better team than the Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry. Like, the Saints are a better team. If Carolina played the Saints 5 times, the Saints will beat them at least 3 out of the 5 times. They better than Carolina. I don't care what Carolina did. I don't care what people feel like Carolina are. The Saints are better than them. And I guarantee you, they're not going to beat the Saints again. You can come back. You can come back to the show when the Saints play. I don't know exactly when they're actually playing on what week, but I guarantee you Carolina not beating the Saints again. You can, you can get gassed up all you want to, but the Saints going to beat the brakes off Carolina next time they play them. I mean that. Like I'm dead serious. I'm so confident of me saying this. They're going to beat the brakes off Carolina. Because Carolina, you know what I'm saying, got this like, I'm hearing it because I'm out here in Myrtle Beach. The Saints going to beat the brakes off Carolina next time they play them. And that's not ego talking. That's facts. Because, Carolina is not a better team than the Saints. Bottom feeder and trash in the division. Must be talking about the Falcons. I really feel like we have the best secondary. I agree with that. If the Saints keep doing what they're doing, we're making the playoffs. Think about it. We ain't even healthy right now and won two out of the 3 games so far. Yeah, I agree with that. We play Carolina in like week 15 or 16, I think. Well, so we already know that most likely Chris McCaffrey probably going to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all going to run him down to the ground. And, like I said, everybody most likely going to be back around that time. So you can come, like I said, you can come on back. And you can believe that if you want to, but I guarantee you the Saints are going to beat the Carolina Panthers the next time they play them. I'll call them at the right time. What you're saying about Andrews Pete, I say the same about what was that? The Sulis of LSU. Let's see. Hey TJ, someone told me Diggs for Cowboys is better than Lattimore. Huh? Oh yeah, he is. If you say so. Let me see. Panthers are going to see stars after the Cowboys game. I think they're going to lose that game. And I don't even like the Cowboys. I think I just think that the Cowboys, Carolina ain't showed me nothing yet. Not a thing. They played the last game of the season. I thought they played the Falcons the last game of the season. Isn't J.C. Horn out for the year? No, he's not out for the year. He just broke his leg. He'll probably be able to come back probably in about 6 to 8 weeks. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to come back by the end of the season. Carolina game home in the Dome, January 2nd. Thank you. The Saints have a real good chance to be 4-1 going into the bye week with Mike T, Teron, Davenport, Quine, and McCoy back. Scary. Running back Mack got released. Talking about Marlon Mack? Marlon Mack for the Colts? They released Marlon Mack? For real? Wow, week 17, basically last game. This time it's going to be in the Dome. How you think we're going to do against Tampa Bay or Dallas? I think we're capable of beating Tampa, and I think we're capable of beating Dallas. I think it's going to be a tough game against both teams. Best case scenario, we go into the bye 4-1 and we start finding out our identity, or at least get a rhythm going once we face the Bucs. Yeah. TJ, I look at the same schedule. I think we're not losing any more games. I like the optimism, but I don't believe that. Punk Panthers are delusional. TJ, he is out for the year. He broke his foot in 3 places. Oh man, that's horrible. But I know they got CJ Henderson. They traded for him, and he's a pretty good corner. Realistically, the next test for New Orleans is Tampa in a few weeks. I mean, look, I don't want to downgrade nobody's team, man. I think anybody can beat anybody. I guess realistically, if you're looking at it from a team standpoint, but anybody can beat anybody. They show up. The hell with the Panthers. They can keep winning as long as we keep taking care of business. That's all that matters. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just being real. Like the Saints are, in my opinion, are better than the Panthers. I don't care what transpired in week 2. Falcons last game, January 9th. I thought so. What do you think is the hardest game on the schedule? It's hard for me to say. Hard for me to say what the toughest game to me. And I can't even say Tampa. Let me pull up the schedule real quick. Let me check the Saints schedule. Let me take a look at it, and then I'll be able to break this thing down. So let me see. So the next game we see, they play the Giants, followed by the football team. Then they have a bye, and they play on Monday Night Football versus the Seahawks. Then they play Tampa. Then they play the Falcons, followed by the Titans, then the Eagles. The Bills should be a tough game. Cowboys, depends, should be a tough game. Then they play the Jets. Bucks, of course, can be a tough game. The Dolphins, they play good defensively, so that could be a tough game. They generate some turnovers. And you have the Panthers. So, man, judging based off this schedule, the Bills will be a tough game for the Saints. The Titans can be a tough game for the Saints. Of course, the Bucks and the Seahawks. So, I mean, look, there's some games that can possibly not go the Saints' way. But just looking at it, the Bucks, the Bills, and the Titans are tough games. So I think the Saints are playing, they're playing every team in the NFC least, okay? They playing the least, you know what I'm saying? So, and it looks like they playing the AFC East this season. So you already played the Patriots. You got to play the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins. And you also have to play the Panthers and the Falcons again, twice. Panthers one more time, Bucks twice. So, I mean, you still got some tough games. You got some tough games, but I think the Saints are capable of beating any one of those teams. But it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. Marlon Mack. Yeah, Marlon Mack is a good running back. More of a shifty, elusive guy. Not too much of a power back. Kind of surprised that they actually let him go, I mean, I'm shocked, I mean, he's a really good running back. He'll land somewhere. Yeah, keep laughing, Green. Let me see. Richard Sherman's signed. Tampa is Halloween at the Dome. Oh, man. I don't know why you said that. That just reminded me of that game, the Saints versus the Browns. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. When Tim Couch threw that Hail Mary on Halloween on Sunday. My goodness. TJ, I would start Callaway still, Deontay Harris at receiver until Michael Thomas and Traquan Smith comes back. And that's exactly what they had out there. And I didn't see much, man. I didn't see much. I'm going to take a few more and then we're going to get up out of here. Eugene says, do you still think we need to get another receiver? Absolutely. Absolutely. They need another receiver. No, but we'll see when Mike T and Traquan come back. We'll see what type of shape we're actually in. Thanks for the updates, Saints Pelicans Nation. Stay healthy is the key, right? This all depending on being healthy. Stay healthy is key. By the time Jameis should be broken in, he talking about a horse or a dog or something. And finally, honestly, just like you stated, TJ, Saints cannot overlook any opponent. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, or Saturday. Yeah, I don't look past anybody. I don't look at, that's a dub, or that's like, man, you start thinking like that, that's what gets you beat. But I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for asking and asking your questions, giving comments. Really do appreciate that. Special shout out to Manscaped.com, the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. Like always, you go to Manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints. You will save 20% off your purchase. And also DraftKings.com, use the promo code TPPN, which is the Pigskin Podcast Network. That's also part of the Amaze Media Labs that the State of the Saints podcast are a part of. So if you're into DraftKings, go to DraftKings.com, use that promo code. You'll enter into winning some contests. And I think there's a contest you can enter and you can win $500,000. So you use DraftKings, make sure you use that promo code TPPN. Thank you all so much. Please subscribe to the channel. We're 65 subscribers away from 7,000 subscribers. So if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that like button if you enjoyed the State of the Saints podcast episode on today. Help the show grow. Thank you to all the people that donated. Thank you for all the people that donated through YouTube, Cash App, people that support the shows in other ways by sharing and liking. Thank you all so much. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. And you can follow me on Twitter at TJ Jones8, TJAY Jones8. And also the State of the Saints podcast on Twitter at State of Saints. Till next time, all I got to say is